Hey bees. So today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to just hold off on our dragons just for today, or smidge. And we're going to discuss what's been going on in the world the past few days. We've been going through some tough times, and I know it's scary, and especially when it's scary enough for grown-ups, but especially when you are a kid and you might not understand what's going on. So I found a book, and it's called A Kid's Book About Racism, and it's going to kind of talk about what's going on today. It's like an introduction, and hopefully your family or your mom or your dad or your auntie or your grandma or your older brother or sister, somebody is with you while you're watching this, and it can spark a discussion. And don't um, make sure you don't be afraid, to ask the important questions after this book. Um, and yeah, remember that we are here for you and we love you. And I'll talk more about that later. But let's start with the book. So it is called A Kid's Book About Racism. For my son Solomon. That's the author's son. You guys know I don't have a son. Okay, so this intro is for grown-ups and also for you. So I figured we should all hear it. We grown-ups try to teach kids as much as possible as they grow up. Things like how to say your ABCs, ride a bike, and when to say please and thank you. And even bigger things like how to date, when to quit something, and how to forgive. But there are a handful of important topics we often never get around to talking about. Things that are simply too hard to just bring up. Racism is one of those topics. And yet, what age is too early for kids to learn about racism? When is it too soon for kids to learn about how to treat those who look different? Who is supposed to help kids learn about racism? This is a book designed to help get the conversation started, to help grown-ups and kids alike wade into a really tough topic and hopefully spark the first of many conversations to come about racism. Enjoy. So there are some words in here that you guys might not know. So and if they're not defined in the story, I'm going to give little side comments just to help you guys understand more. So here we go. This is a book about racism. For reals. And yes, it really is for kids. It's a good book to read with a grown up because you'll have lots to talk about afterwards. Just you? Keep reading. The book won't bite. Now to introduce myself. My name is Jelani. My skin color looks like this. If you're colorblind, this is the color brown. So some people in the world are actually colorblind. That means they can't see certain colors. So that's why she's describing what the color is. Because my dad is black and my mom is white, which makes me mixed, or African American, biracial, black, or a person of color. I'm proud of who I am and the color of my skin, but because of my skin color, people aren't always nice to me. Sometimes I get called names, or other times it's worse. The person doing it might not even realize that it hurts me a lot. And when they treat me that way, it makes me feel small. You see, some people believe that having different skin color means you aren't as good as others. That's called racism. What is racism? Racism means to hate someone, exclude them, that means to keep them out, or treat them badly because of their race or the color of their skin. And it happens all the time. Not just in big ways, but sometimes it shows up in small ways, ways that are almost invisible, like a look, a comment, a question, a thought, a joke, a word, or a belief. Racism is one of the worst kinds of mean someone can be because racism thinks being different is bad. But being different is actually good. Like really, 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 almost there, I promise. Really, 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 really good. I might have missed a few reallys in there, but you get the point. 1000% good. Because being different means we have so much more to offer each other. Things like help and love, ideas, knowledge, strength, experience, skills, perspective. Perspective is how we see certain situations. Creativity, insight. Insight is a little bit like perspective, or a lot like perspective. Life, diversity. Diversity are the things that make us different. Patience, wisdom, respect, empathy. So, empathy is when you can feel something for someone else. So, for example, let's say my friend stubbed their toe. They hit their toe really hard on a chair. I can remember when I stubbed my toe, so I feel empathy for them. I can understand their situation. Community and originality. That whole being different thing, it makes us better, much better. So, if you see someone being treated badly, made fun of, excluded from playing, or looked down on because of their skin color, call it racism. And here is the end. Now that you've made it to the end of the book, what comes next? Well, if you're a grown up who read this to a kid, my hope is a lot. They should have a million questions for you, like, has anyone ever been racist to you? Or do some people not like me because of the color of my skin? Take their curiosity and make the most of it. I can promise you that you're more afraid than they are to talk about racism. So talk about your experience with racism or that of your friends. Talk about our country's history and the civil rights movement. And above all, be honest. Kids are ready and willing to learn about tough things if only the grown-ups present in their lives are willing to talk about them. Find more kids' books about belonging, feminism, creativity, money, depression, failure, gratitude, adventure, cancer, body image, and mindfulness. Don't be afraid to speak about the tough situations. It's easier when the kids know, because imagine you guys know what's going on. Adults, we know what's going on, and it's hard for us. If kids don't know what's going on, it makes it even scarier because it's fearing the unknown. So don't be afraid to talk to them. And even if the racism doesn't directly affect you, it affects you indirectly, because we all know someone who is Black or African American or of darker skin who this affects personally. And we are one world and we are together, and this should affect us all equally. So, my little bees, don't forget that you are loved. You are loved for who you are, no matter what color skin you are, and you are loved, and you deserve to be accepted, and you deserve to be heard, and you deserve to be equal in our world. So we're going to do more of these kind of books. I ordered a bunch of for us. But I thought since everything was going on that we should start with this one for today. Okay, my bees, I love you. Remember, if you need to reach out to us, we are here for you. And I will talk to you soon. Have a good day, bees.